Alrighty, friends, it's Friday. We've been doing this all week now, or at least Congress has. They've been going vote after vote after vote. The Republican establishment trying desperately to get Kevin McCarthy the gavel, and it's just not happening. And doesn't seem like it's going to get any better today. Overnight, there was reports that a deal was close to happening, and it seems now like that may not be the case. So let's get into it. I'm Dan. This is the Soul of Wisdom. If you haven't been here before, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't done so already, do please take a moment to hit the subscribe button to this channel and the notification bell and the like button, or if you're on Rumble, subscribe and hit the punchy thing. If you're on the podcast side, subscribe to us. I'll continue to say it. It's important now, especially as the world gets weirder and weirder, that we support content creators who have a voice that we appreciate. So if you appreciate my voice and what I have to say, please do subscribe. Support me. It helps get us out in front of more people. And you should do that for any content creator that you appreciate and enjoy what they have to say, not just me. Okie dokie. On the screen, if you're on YouTube or Rumble, this from the feed from Fox News on the speaker situation. Breaking: McCarthy fails to reach deal with opponents as noon scheduled vote approaches. This will be the 12th vote, if my count is accurate. I believe it's the 12th coming up. And it says House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy and Freedom Caucus lawmakers, they have him labeled as Minority Leader. They're not the minority anymore. So that's a mistake. Blocking his bid for Speaker of the House have not yet reached an agreement to end the 4-day stalemate, but sources familiar tell Fox News that they are making progress and that negotiations are in a good spot. Blah, blah, blah. Just basically repeating the same words again, but then at the end they say no deal yet. So I'm waiting for the feed to come up here from the house. We're a little early yet. No, maybe it's up now. Yeah. All right. They're getting ready to do their thing. We'll leave it up while we talk. They're just about to be gaveled into session, I think. Anyways, I'm still failing personally to comprehend. I did a video yesterday, and thank you to all those who watched and supported it, where I said, it was simultaneously happy, sad, funny, historic, weird, all sorts of things all at once that this was going on. But what just amazes me, what is it about this guy? What is it about McCarthy that the establishment continues to want to shove him down everybody's throat, even though it's now been 11 votes. They're about to have 12th, and it doesn't look like it's going to win on the 12th either. Why can't they go find somebody else? Why does it have to be this guy? And there was some interesting news that came out yesterday. Lauren Boebert was on with Daily Wire guy, Michael Knowles. He was on with Michael Knowles. She was on with Michael Knowles. And she was saying that they had they tried to approach McCarthy over the summer with a deal of what they would want, and McCarthy rejected them because he was expecting this huge red wave. And he was saying, well, I don't need your votes. I'll be fine. You guys go do whatever. Well, the red wave didn't happen. He doesn't have the votes now without them, and now he's trying to scratch this coalition together. But you wonder why the 2021 actually are holding out and are so upset. It's because they went to this guy and said, hey, here's some things we'd like to see, and he pushed them aside. But yet they're just laser focused on somehow trying to get this dude the gavel, and I don't understand it. He can't have dirt on every one of them. I understand that as the leader of the party in the House, there's some control over purse strings and stuff like that. But what good did that do us in this past election? Him and McConnell, McConnell especially, but McCarthy as well, they're controlling where a lot of this PAC money and Republican money goes. And they were pulling out of races that were winnable. Like Blake Masters, if he had support here in Arizona where I am, could have beaten Mark Kelly. I'm not saying he would have blown him out. It would have been tight, but he could have done it. But but Blake was on his own. But these are the same kind of people that they just keep trying to shove down everybody's throats, and it's just amazing to me. I applaud the 21 who are standing up and saying, no, this isn't okay. And I get it now after listening to Lauren Boebert as to why they're taking such a stand. Because McCarthy was blowing them off. And now he suddenly needs them and they're like pound sand. I can't blame them for that. There's other things going on in the background too. There's people trying to put together a coalition. I don't know how well that's going to work. Where there a couple people on the Democratic side that are saying, "Well, we'll vote for like a moderate Republican if you make a couple compromises with us." But I don't see how that would really work either, quite frankly, because I don't see how any single Democrat can step off of voting for Hakeem Jeffries right now, because that's a historic candidate. You've got your potential first black Speaker of the House. So when you're in a party that is all about identity, which the Democratic Party most certainly is, I don't care what side you're on. You can't disagree with me on that. It's an identity party. How do you back off of voting for that guy? So I don't see how McCarthy picks up any votes from the Democrats, because any Democrat who votes against Hakeem Jeffries is going to be destroyed in the next election cycle, because they can primary somebody against that person, and that person's just going to spend the whole time going, remember him? He voted against the historic black dude. That's never going to fly. And that person will be out of their seat. So any of this talk about some kind of coalition, I don't see it. So that leaves us back where we are. You continue to have the establishment shoving McCarthy down everybody's throat, and you have the 21 saying no. And we have these reports that there are deals that are in the works. But personally, I think if there were going to be a deal, either it would have come to fruition by now, or there's not the deal making going on that they would like you to believe. There's not the concessions being made that McCarthy's team would like you to believe are being made, and they're just making out the 21 to be the bad people. I don't think that's the case. So we're going to see where this goes today. They're getting ready to do their thing. You can see on the screen just how hard they're working. They're hugging, they're talking. God, it's a tough life of a U.S. representative, isn't it? These people are pathetic. And let me ask you this. There were statements that were made yesterday on Twitter by various representatives elect. They're still representatives elect because they haven't been sworn in. They can't be sworn in until they get a speaker. And they were talking about how this process is delaying the work on behalf of the American people, and how people are suffering because they haven't been able to get to work yet. Let me ask you, does your life feel any different? They've been at this all week. Are you feeling the effects of it, other than maybe laughing a little bit and the news cycle looks a little different? Is your wallet hurting anymore? Is your family hurting anymore than it was a week ago? Then let me ask you this. Do you think if they had, in the first vote, gotten McCarthy in, do you think somehow anything would be better for you right now? Do you think that magically you'd have more money in your wallet, more time with your family, a better job, the world would be happier, the country would be more at peace, any of that? Do you honestly think that any of that would be in place right now if they got this on the first vote? Of course, the answer is no. Nothing they do makes any good difference to us. What's the last thing they did that really made a positive, lasting difference? And you can go and say, well, back during the pandemic, we had the stimulus checks. We're paying for them now. So is that like a lasting help? It helped in the moment, but in the long run, it's hurting us even more. Just saying. So I guess my point is this thing could drag out forever, and I don't think there would be a net negative to the American people. I really don't. Because there's nothing they're doing right now that's helpful to us. And perhaps that's the point that the 21 are trying to make. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? Are they going to get this thing resolved, or is this going to keep going? I personally think that this is going to keep going at least for a few more days. There's a couple of Republicans that are out of town too for various reasons. So the the votes that McCarthy really needs are even harder to get now. But do you think that they need to just go ahead and find somebody else? If they take McCarthy's name out and got somebody like a Steve Scalise or something like that, they could probably get this done. So I don't get it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Just please do be respectful. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for the moment. We'll talk again soon, but until then, thank you for watching.